who doesn't love a good teen love triangle? That girl likes that guy, but that guy is in love with this magical girl. But also, that magical girl is actually a boy, and he likes both of them. My name is Ayumi, and this is Mahou Shoujo Manga Monday, the series where I introduce you to one of the many magical girl comics currently in serialization. Today we're talking about the Bipanic Love Triangle Magical Girl rom-com I've Fallen for the Magical Girl. This is somehow the debut series by this author Stephanie Fujita. This is such a fun, silly, super unserious little magical girl series that is definitely more about this romance and the complications that come with gender switching and all that good stuff. So much so that this magical girl does not have a name, and neither does her mascot. Literally, it's just here's magical girl and here is mascot. I love this mascot. By the way, apparently all humans see him as a cat, and he does have a full grown man form later. But anyway, meet Ryo Kirara up here. He is the magical girl in town, and no one knows his secret, though apparently it's okay for him to tell people if you really trust them. He's pretty comfortable with being a magical girl. He doesn't have any issue with that. What he does have an issue with is the fact that his childhood best friend Kana Yuzuriha, who he is madly in love with, is currently crushing super hard on the school prince, one Yuichiro Kise. This guy is like the full package, right? It's no wonder she likes him, and she even goes so far as to actually ask him out. Unfortunately, while they are out on this date, they do get interrupted by a monster of the week who the magical girl comes and defends them from, and it looks like very clearly this guy falls in love with the magical girl. Also, unfortunately for Kirara, they're both in the student council, so he ends up having to spend more time with Kise learning about his obsession with his alter ego. And at first, he's really annoyed by this guy because he feels threatened by him, but as they come to get to know each other, he honestly has respect for him. The only time he doesn't is when Kise finds out that Kirara likes Kana, which is why he thinks that he doesn't like him. And so he tries to back out of whatever's going on with them for his sake, and he doesn't like that because he doesn't want him to reject Kana because of him. He wants him to reject Kana because he doesn't want to be with Kana. This relationship is very interesting because as they continue to have, weird, awkward interactions as two guys, Kise also has interactions with the magical girl, of course, not knowing her identity. And it's just a whole lot of mess. And it's very fun, I'm not gonna lie. Like, whatever's going on magical girl wise, again, very light-hearted. Apparently it's okay for him to tell anyone that he's a magical girl. He just hasn't done so because it's a thing you have to do responsibly. And it's also okay for him to date, and there's no worries about gender, etc. My favorite part is when he actually does finally get the courage to tell Kana how he really feels, and she's like, no, you're wrong because you like Kise. You don't like me. So it's a lot of mess, basically, and I love mess. Anyways, if you can read Japanese, you can read I'm in Love with the Magical Girl over on Flower Comics, which is also the same place where you can read Magical Girl Dandelion. Otherwise, it's on the other usual online comic spaces. Unfortunately, as of this recording, we have no news about whether or not it'll ever get an English translation. And of course, because it's shoujo, it's less likely. That doesn't mean it's impossible. So if you are interested in getting this published, definitely bother your local publishers, as I always say. Whoever did Magical Girl Incident might want to keep their eye on this one. Maybe they'll take a look at that. And of course, the publication world is changing all the time, so who knows. I'm so hopeful for this silly little romance and these goofy loser boys just being total dorks. So that is all for today's episode of Mahou Shoujo Manga Monday. And I, as always, love to hear what you want to hear about. So always feel free to leave in the comments what you want to talk about. Yes, I will talk about Dandelion one of these days. Have you seen how many chapters there are? But another way you can help support my comic addiction is to go over to my throne page and buy something from the Mahou Shoujo Manga Monday section of my wish list. Not all the things on my comics list are things that I need for this series. For example, I have read enough of Shigokata Jewel Joker that I don't need Volume 1 right now, but it would be nice to have. If you want to be less specific, help me to buy stuff that is actually still like digital form, but I have to pay for it. You can also send me money over on my Ko-fi page. Enjoy your Magical Girl comics. Tell me what you've been reading. What are you enjoying? I always love to hear as well. And yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.